get away. Know what I say? She can't choke, she don't know what to do.
She's gotta go. Bye. I know that you love this flow. We just chillin', we just villains. We just chillin', we some villains.
I love it up, get the ammo and I stick it up. I grab shots on the top of shots. I bust the clip and I let it dip. I make it poop, make it explode. Touch your toes, hit your nose. Can you touch your toes? Simon telling you what to do. Follow my commando, hit in the bando, trap in the bando, not like a Rambo. Rocky, Sylvester, Solo. I'm telling you.
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Port. I am your host, Brian Barnaby, and I am joined by Matt. What's going on, bro?
What up, dude?
Good to have you back today.
It's good to be back. I didn't think I was going to be able to make it, but I'm glad it worked out.
Nice late edition.
Yes.
What's up, Grasso? Good to have you back,
Barnes?
Bro. What up?
And as always, we have our super producer, Mike. What's going on, bro?
Hello, guys.
Main magic.
So, tomorrow begins the second half of the NBA, so we figure we'd kind of look at the standings where they are now and kind of project what we see, happening over the second half of the season. And we were kind of focusing on the top 10 or 11 teams, in each conference. The other teams are
the teams that matter.
Yeah, they're far out of it. And when I look at the East, and you guys could tell me if I'm wrong here, the only team that I could see potentially sneaking in that's not in right now are the Pacers. It's 16 and 19. I mean, I expected them to be in the playoffs right now. So I would say the Hornets and the Raptors are one of those two teams could potentially slip out. And I think the top six right now are locks to make the playoffs. So how do you guys, feel about that?
That means that you think the Knicks are a lock to make the playoffs.
I think they're a lock for at least the 8th seed, yes.
See, I was actually going to say, I think the Knicks are a team, I hate to say it, but they could slide out of this. They're really young, they're going to be a little more tired towards the end of the season. Mike's running to the mic right now. He's going to start yelling at me. But no, I mean, they're a team I think they could fade out a little bit. And some of these other teams like Miami, Toronto was hot for a little bit, but I do see them kind of starting to fall out. But interesting. You're guaranteeing them in there, Barnes.
Yeah, I mean, they do have a tough schedule, but I think they're going to get it done. I think Thibs is going to get it done.
I mean, about the Knicks, though, I'm kind of changing how I feel about the Julius Randle situation. We were always saying,
and I did say I thought they should keep them all along.
All right, cool.
The only, yeah, all right.
I agree. I think that they should keep him.
Well, the only reason I say that is because they own the team option on him for next year, so they could trade him in the offseason. If you might as well finish out this year and try and make the playoffs with Julius Randle, unless you can score like a huge package. But I don't see anyone really giving up too much for Julius Randle this year.
I agree. Yeah, I would like to see Randall stay with the Knicks, and I agree with Barnes that of those bottom three in the top 10 in the Eastern Conference right now, I think the Pacers definitely. I would look out of those three teams between the Raptors, Bulls, and them. I would say that the Pacers have the strongest chance to make a second half surge and wind up in the playoffs. It'd be interesting to see. I think the Knicks are definitely going to make it, but I think they're going to make it in that play-in game. I don't know necessarily if they'll lock up a seed, but I think they'll be playing at the end for a spot in the playoffs, and it'd be a good matchup to see Indiana and New York. That's a classic, throwback for NBA playoff Eastern Conference right there.
Let's be real here. There's only a few teams in the Eastern Conference that actually matter. So like these teams, the Pacers, the Bulls, the Raptors, the Hornets, and I'll put the Knicks in there. They're probably not winning a playoff series. So, I mean, it comes down to the Sixers, Nets, Bucks, Celtics, Miami. I mean, Miami's been pretty hot. I think they're finally past they had COVID issues, injury issues all throughout the start. They're healthy. Goran Dragic's back. This team, I think they're starting to show that last year wasn't really a fluke.
Yeah.
I think Miami is a legit contender for like a top threes. They're only 18 and 18. It's going to be tough for them to get into the top three, but I do think they are a top 3 team in the East, if that makes sense, even if they get a 4 or 5 seed. But I mean,
I could see them climbing up and with all the Celtics struggles, dude, like I could see the Miami climbing up to that 4 spot. I think Boston's gonna have a little tough second half. I could see that.
I can
honestly.
see it
Even though
too,
they're
but
playing well,
they
like
did finish strong. I mean,
they
beat
did
the
finish that
Clippers.
first half strong for sure. But
no, and I would agree. I think Miami's a team to watch out for. You look at it; they're the 6th seed right now, but they have the 27th hardest schedule the rest of the way. So
it's pretty easy.
You combine, exactly. You combine that with the fact that players were injured, you'd think that they would have better health, in the second half.
Yeah.
So I think they're definitely at worst probably going to finish 4th. And I think it would be interesting to see them in, the Celtics in the playoff series as the 4-5 matchup.
Yeah, and Jimmy Butler too, and the animal dog that he is, dude. Could see them putting them on his back, bro, and climbing up.
4-5 in the East is always a great series.
Yeah.
And I'm hearing rumors even the Sixers are looking to pick up PJ Tucker. Houston's probably going to dump everyone possible, right? I mean,
Houston, by the way, has the hardest schedule.
Yeah, they're not going to win another game.
What are they on a 13-game losing streak?
I believe so, yeah.
And I have to look this up, but did they trade their pick to get Russell Westbrook last year?
I'm not
Washington.
sure.
No, Washington added the pick.
Washington, but traded it. But I'm saying when they acquired Westbrook from the Thunder, we'll have to look into that. I don't know if you could maybe check into that, Mike. I was just curious.
I will.
That. So now let's have you guys, and we'll start with you, Grasso. Give me your top 8. Your projection. Where do you see the standings? Ending up.
Well, the Nets are number 1. Adding Blake Griffin, I don't think they're going to lose too many games the rest of this year. And probably skate through at least to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Mm-hmm.
Sixers, I think, are number 2. I think Joel Embiid is going to win MVP this year.
Yeah,
honestly, do I think they're going to be a top 2, and he's like 30 and
so OKC
12.
will have 2021. So it was.
Is it protected though?
Basically, the Thunder received Chris Paul, first-round picks in 2024, 26, and the right to swap first-rounders.
And there's no protection on the swap.
No. That's a straight swap.
Basically, they're going to get like a top 3 pick.
Yeah.
So that
the Thunder aren't that good either. So,
but they'll go for maybe the first pick to like the 7th, 8th, which is tough.
That is tough
when they're needing some star power. So you had Nets 1, Sixers 2, and then the rest of the way?
Well, I mean the Sixers. I think if they add PJ Tucker, like if that really does happen, if they add, like we saw Ilyasova was added to a team to
the Jazz,
the Jazz. These big guys that can shoot and stretch the floor and make a little plays. They're really good. They're really impact for a team. PJ Tucker would be a perfect fit for Philly.
You don't need him to do anything crazy.
They can go small ball with like Simmons and him as the two bigger guys, or you can play him at the 4 next to Embiid.
Right.
He fits in perfect. So I mean, if he goes to them, I see them as an actual threat to the Nets.
Yeah.
Besides that, I don't really see another threat. I mean, I think the Bucks will finish 3. Giannis is just that good. But I mean, we always talk about playoff Giannis, but just to, regular season, they need to start playing right now, like today, whenever their next game is.
Yeah.
Drew Holiday with the ball, Giannis setting screens for him.
Yeah.
Because that's the only way they're going to have success in the
Honestly.
playoffs. They can't do it. I mean,
why don't they play him as a center? I just don't get it.
Just try it.
I mean, because they're obsessed with, I guess, having Splash Mountain out there.
Yeah.
He's Brook Lopez. We
were watching the game at Tony's, and one of the roommates said Brook Lopez in the All-Star game.
Yo, who do you mistake for him again?
Vucevic.
Yeah. We looked at him. We were like, Brook Lopez.
Fucking wishes.
Fuck.
No, yeah, they don't need to play him anymore.
I remember Brook Lopez when he was on the Lakers. No rebounds. Never got any. Biggest guy out there. Never got any rebounds.
Yeah.
Best time was with Brooklyn when him and Lynn Sanity.
When Larry Nance dunked on his head top.
No, well, they would do that. Well,
Larry Nance, another guy on the trading block.
Yeah. And I think that's a guy that would be. You don't have to give up too much for him. I mean, but I think the Cavs are trying to get a lot, but it's like.
Well, they just. Why wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cavs too. Speaking of, real quick, Lakers interested in Drummond if he gets bought out.
Yeah.
Which we kind of mentioned.
He ain't getting bought out.
Filling in for AD.
Yeah.
And then we'll see what happens.
Because I just think they really want to trade him. The interest is there, but it's just how do you match up salaries like with any team in the NBA? I mean, it's hard if you're usually if you're trading a guy with that type of salary, either he's terrible, so why would the Cavs want him, or he's good, so why would you want to get rid of him? So I mean, that's going to be
We'll
a
see what happens.
tough thing to do.
But that's how the Bucks got to play. Drew Holiday's got to play point guard for this team.
Mhm.
Middleton's got to be elite for them to actually make a threat in the playoffs. But I think they're pretty good lock for the 3 seed.
Yeah.
Out east. At 4, I think Miami's going to be the 4 seed. They're hot. Jimmy Butler is like one of my favorite players of all time, by the way.
Mhm.
But he's playing out of his mind. I think he's scoring like 23 and a half, like 9 assists since his last 10 games, something like that. He's leading that team. I trust Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
Bam's great.
Bam's great.
Dragic being healthy is huge for them because he's the other guy that can score. So he's healthy right now. So we'll see how it goes. You know, the Celtics are going to come in 5 because no one else in that conference, I don't think, is really on that level of those 5 teams.
Right.
You know, Tatum and Brown, they're stars. They might not be superstars. They're not superstars, but you know, they're stars in this league, and they're going to be at least a 5 seed.
Yeah.
So after that,
Celtics have a worse record than the Knicks.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, I think the Knicks are going to be a lock, baby.
That'd be great.
I want to put the
Love
Knicks
that.
at the 6th
Aren't they
seed,
the 4th seed right now?
They are the
the
5th.
5.
The 5th seed. That's where they're staying.
Half
baby.
game back.
Half
behind
game
Boston.
back.
That's what I'm talking about. Boston's getting out. They're trash. They're always going to be trash. And the Knicks are here.
And, you know, one of these teams that we got to talk about is the Raptors, because what are they going to do? Do they want to sit at the bottom of the Eastern
Get rid of
Conference,
Lowry.
Or are they going to trade Kyle Lowry?
Yeah.
Because
Do it.
that I say do it too. Fred Van Fleet starting point guard, him and Siakam.
Yeah, you
That's
got
those,
Siakam
those
there.
guys. Let them have the
I
team.
think Lowry, it's
Yeah.
time for him to move on.
And you know, Lowry
Just
knows
seeing
that.
for Lowry.
Yeah.
Cool with that. He can go. I would love to see him in
Hey,
Philly.
he's
but
been a good, solid franchise player for them. He's got a win, he got a ring, and then
yeah,
all
but
things come.
but if
all
the
good things
Raptors
come to an
do, if they do keep him, that I think the 6th team. I think they're the 6th best team at least in the
Okay.
East.
Yep.
And then after that, you know, it's the playoff. That's the playoff
Play-in.
then.
Now,
Play-in?
is it, what is it, 7, 8, 9, 10?
Yeah.
Okay.
And 7 plays 10.
Okay.
8 plays 9. 1 game, right? Winner takes.
Yeah.
Winner's
Winner
end.
gets in.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, the winner gets to get spanked or swept by Brooklyn or Philly.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Right.
yeah, I mean, these are the teams that it's going to be. I love the Hornets. I mean,
Yeah.
LaMelo Ball. This team's fun to watch. Even the Bulls playing with a coach finally that's like decent, and Billy Donovan and Zach LaVine's playing out of his mind. If they can get Lauri Markkinen back and actually
Yeah.
have him like on the
Yeah.
court for more than like
One
a
of the
week
more
at a time.
underrated players in the
I mean, he's
league.
scoring almost 20 a game, but he just can't stay
No,
on the
no,
court.
he's had some
Because
health
Levine, obviously, we know how good
Oh,
he's
yeah.
been, and Kobe White in his 2nd season has
Kobe
been
White's
great
nice,
for
dude.
them.
Right.
Yeah.
Thaddeus Young's even having somewhat of a career
And
year.
He's doing
at
so well.
30.
They're saying we're not trading him. You know, a team you'd think, oh, they'd want to get like if somebody wanted to give him a lot, they're like, no, we're not
Yeah.
trading him.
Yeah, he would be a guy.
They
Like,
shouldn't. I mean,
he'd be a
what are you
guy.
gonna do? Keep trading these young guys? Eventually you have to keep guys.
Well,
there,
Thaddeus
keep young
Young's
guys there and build
36
around.
years old.
No, I mean I'm talking about Kobe White.
no, but Thaddeus Young. right?
Thaddeus
That's-
Young.
You meant Thaddeus Young?
Yeah, I was
sorry, I
talking
thought
about.
you
Yeah,
were
oh
talking about
no problem. But yeah, I think because his contract's manageable too, so they probably feel like.
And who wouldn't want a guy like that? He's 6'8",
Right.
6'9", long
I mean,
arms,
I
great
think if like
defender.
someone's like, "Oh, we'll give you 2 first," but who's? I mean,
Yeah,
that's,
no
that's a
one's
little.
gonna-
I don't think that's gonna. I don't think it's gonna fly.
So and so who'd you say you had 7 and 8? You think?
I think Toronto will finish 6, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So let's see. Give me Chicago and the Knicks. I know
Knicks,
I said yeah.
Knicks is 8
Give me the Knicks at 7,
Okay, Knicks
Chicago
at
at 8,
and Pacers
Hornets
out.
at 9, Pacers at 10.
Wow.
I think the Pacers are falling off, man.
Yeah, they're not anything.
Yeah.
They're not anything, and I don't know, man. They just don't look.
Levert's fucking hurt this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not going to play.
He's not even
supposed to be
gonna play
Sabonis
this year.
is like Sabonis is he's really good, but
He's not going to
But
carry the
do
he's
you
team.
not
guys
winning
think
games for you.
maybe too much height down low? Like they should maybe try trade Turner.
yeah.
I don't
I
know.
mean, having those 2 bigs roaming like
They just
that.
don't have any guard play,
Right.
Yeah.
any wing play.
Yeah. Oladipo gone now really kind of took that whole
TJ
aspect
Warren's
of their
been hurt.
game
Yeah.
away.
Warren, that was a huge loss.
Want to go through mine real quick?
What do you think?
So, and then we're talking about how this is the playoffs.
Yeah.
How it's going to shape up.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say the Nets are going to lock up that 1 seed,
Mhm.
followed by the Sixers, and then the Bucks. And I'm actually going to put the Heat grabbing that 4 spot. All right. And then the Knicks are going to lock up 5. Celtics going to drop to 6. And then, dude, I'm going to go with LaMelo and the Hornets locking up that 7 spot. And then we said the playoff, excuse me, is 7 through 10, right? The playing game.
Play-ins, yeah.
So I would say Hornets are going to have that 7 seed. Raptors are going to hang on to that 8 spot. And then I'm going to put the Pacers at 9 and flip them with the Bulls. So that playing games would be Hornets, Pacers, Raptors, Bulls.
Okay, yeah.
That's how I see things kind of shaking up.
And I'm going to say, actually, I think the Sixers end up with the 1 seed just because the Nets, they just care about getting to the playoffs. 1 or 2 doesn't matter.
I can see that.
They're going to rest guys down the stretch. So I think Sixers 1, Nets 2, Bucks 3. And like you said, I think the Heat get that
climbing up,
fourth seed. Their momentum's going up. And then I think, the Knicks actually end up getting that 5 seed. I think we've seen so much up and down with the Celtics, and then that would be a great matchup. You put the Celtics at 4-5. I'd love to see that playoff series.
I'd love that.
Boston.
A lot of faith in the Knicks here. I like it.
Despite the 5th hardest schedule, but I just think you play defense. That really speaks volumes in this day and age. There's just not many defensive teams out there, and that goes a long way. So, I say Celtics at 5, and then at 6, I'm going to say the Hornets at 6, and I'll probably say the Raptors at 7, and the Pacers at 8. I think the Pacers have too good of a team.
Round out that 9-10,
and then
good luck with that.
I guess I feel like
I think you missed one. Your Hornets were 7.
Hornets were 7. Yeah, because I had. So this was the top 3.
Raptors would have been 8 for you. So you have Pacers
Look
at
at a
9.
professional.
Pacers. Pacers. Okay, yeah. So my bad. Pacers. Pacers at 9.
Put the job posting up.
And Bulls at 10. So that
remix.
So and then I think obviously the stars should align that we'll see Sixers Nets in the conference finals, which would be a great series and I think would be really good. Any thoughts for you, Mike? At least a Knicks finishing position?
Sixers, Nets, Heat.
Wow,
big jump.
Big jump.
Knickerbockers, Celtic losers, Michael Jordan.
Oh, Milwaukee's falling.
Oh wait, I forgot about that.
Milwaukee at 7.
All right.
You need the list?
Flip. No. Flip the Heat. Put Milwaukee there, and then.
So you a Heat 4.
Milwaukee 4. No. Milwaukee's 4. Heat 5. Knicks 6. 7. Celtics 8. New Orleans. You're welcome.
Charlotte.
New Orleans?
I mean Charlotte.
Yeah, they used to be in New Orleans.
I wish the Pelicans were in the East.
Yeah. I think it'll be interesting to see how the East plays out, especially the middle to bottom of the conference. I think there'll be a lot of turnover. As the season goes on, and then
apple or cherry,
and then out west, and I'm really excited for this. And actually, in the preview, I'm looking at actually 11 teams here, possible to make the playoffs. I included the Pelicans just because we've seen them, play some better ball lately. I think they're gonna sneak up on some people. Grasso, I'll start with you. How do you see the West shaping out for the playoffs?
Well, I think we got some storylines here. The Mavs have been playing better. The Nuggets have been playing better. The Blazers are going to get healthy. Who knows what's going on in Los Angeles in general? The Clippers are kind of whacked out. The Lakers have injury issues. But, the Western Conference is going to be fun.
Oh, man.
I think the Warriors are going to miss.
Yep.
Right? They missed last year, but no Curry. But they're going to miss with Curry. That's the first time. I think the Jazz are going to fall.
Yeah.
I know their schedule is the easiest but I really don't care.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
I think they'll probably keep the 2 seed.
Dude.
Yeah. But I think they've peaked out. Like, they're never going to have a stretch like they just had, going 25-3 or whatever.
Right. That's out of their system.
I think Phoenix is coming in bubble mode end of the season.
Yeah. Phoenix is surging.
I think Phoenix is going to take the top spot. Chris Paul's out with something to prove. Booker's as good of a scorer as we got in the league. And they've been running this second unit, Dario Saric at the big man, like point center, and it's been great. He's scoring like 15 a game in 20 minutes.
How about the former Wisconsin Badger Frank Kaminsky
dude,
getting some run? I
my guy, Bo.
Oh yeah, Bo Rain.
Yeah, dude, love that guy.
So you're saying Suns 1, Jazz 2.
Yeah, and then I think the Blazers could get up there, but I think the Lakers are going to keep 3. I don't think they're going to fall out of 3. I think LeBron does know there's some importance to the seeding, even in the West when every team's good. I think the Blazers are going to sneak in at 4. Nice. I think McCollum is going to be back. Nurkic is going to be back. This
Huge boost for them.
This team is great without them.
Yeah,
Dame is as underrated as we've ever seen in a player. I mean,
besides Brandon Roy.
Brandon Roy, huh?
Yeah,
Brandon Roy was legit.
He was a dog.
Imagine if him and Odin were healthy, or if they had Durant and Roy instead.
Oh, if they took Durant,
Lillard wouldn't be on Portland. But
no way.
Yeah, that's true.
Not a chance. They would have been drafting 30.
Oh yeah,
every year.
Yeah,
but I think they're sneaking in home court advantage.
Okay, so they're 4.
I got the Nuggets at 5.
Yeah,
I think the Nuggets are right there with the Blazers. They're creeping up. That leaves the Clippers at 6.
Wow,
that's a fall for them. I mean, they're 24-14
in a matchup with the Lakers in the first round.
Wow, how about that? I was not planning that, but that'd be great. Battle of LA in the first round. We thought that'd be the Western Conference Finals, but it still could. Well, no, it can't be. But say they get the 7 seed, it still could be. You know what I mean? That's how it's going to be. The Spurs, I'm going to keep in at the 7 seed. I think Pop leading that team. I think they're fine. Give me Mavs at 8. And I think the Spurs and the Mavs will win those playing games. I think the Pelicans are 11. So Warriors 9, Grizzlies 10.
I'm never wrong, Tony.
Hey, Tony, how are you? How's your trip?
You rap bastard. I miss you already.
What's that
what
mustache?
Do you see?
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with I'm gonna agree with Gross that the Jazz won't finish with that top seed. I'm gonna give it to I'm sorry, you know what? I'm gonna say the Jazz will get that top seed because they have that easy ass schedule, which again, on paper, it's only on paper. It doesn't matter when we play the games. Anything can happen. But them, Jazz number 1. I'm gonna say the Lakers hopefully will get healthy, and obviously, Anthony Davis is expected back when, like sometime in April, maybe.
Yeah, I would think so.
So barring that, I think hopefully some guys will step up, like Harrell, and obviously it helps having Schroeder back, of course, King James. So I'm going to say the Lakers are going to lock up that 2 spot. Phoenix will wind up as a 3 seed, and I'm going to go with the Blazers at 4. Clippers at 5, and I'm going to say the Nuggets. I'm sorry, Clippers at 6. Let's put the Nuggets at 5. And I'm going to go with the Mavs at the 7 spot. And I think that the Spurs will wind up 8. And then for the play-in, for 9 and 10, I'm going to go with the Warriors at 9 and the Pelicans at 10. And I think the Grizzlies are just going to miss it this year. So for that playing game, I could see. So it'd be what did I say?
We love you, Tony.
No, Tony's comment. Driving on the highway, risking lives to watch the Sports Port is so good.
You have the Mavs at 7.
Probably driving
I
like
had the Mavs at 7, so they would play the
slow it down, Tony.
Which would be interesting because you had them at 10, right?
Yeah.
So
and
7,
then
10.
the Mavs would play.
No, the War. I think. Did you have the War? The Spurs. The Spurs at 8.
Yeah.
Would play.
So
the
they
Warriors.
would play the Pelicans because I had the Pelicans at 10.
No,
7
8,
plays
9.
10, 8 plays 9.
It would be
Okay,
Warriors.
so then what Barnes said.
Yeah, Warriors Spurs, which would be kind of interesting.
Yeah.
And the way I see it here, I think the Suns end up with number 1 seed.
113 miles per hour.
Sorry, Tony. Sorry.
The Lakers end up with the 2 seed, and I'm going to say the Jazz with the 3 seed, the Nuggets with the 4 seed, the Clippers with the 5 seed, the Blazers with the 6 seed, and then I'm going to say the Mavs with the 7th seed, and believe it or not, the Pelicans are going to get the 8th seed. I think they're going to have a strong second half.
Zion.
So, that'll leave, the Spurs the Warriors and the Grizzlies out, and I think the Spurs, will be the 9, the Warriors the 10, and the Grizzlies the 11. And then let's see. So for 7, we would have the Mavs playing the Warriors, and then it would be
It'd be a shootout.
Mavs Pelicans, right?
Yeah, no. It would be the Pelicans would play the Warriors actually 8-9. Cool. So
if the Pelicans can actually play some defense, they got a shot. I
Yeah.
mean, you would think they'd be a better defensive team.
Willie
with all
Hernan
these-
Gomez, we watch him in the second half.
All
Watch
right.
him.
Hernan.
You guys want for the real Western Conference Finals picks?
Sure, bro.
What do
Let's
you
hear
get?
Sure.
All right. Somewhat similar to Matt's to begin, to be honest, and throughout, but some things are different. But number 1, Jazz. Jazz are going all the way to the 1.
Okay.
2, Lakers. 3, Suns. 4, Blazers. 5, Nuggets. 6, Clippers. 7, Pelicans.
Ooh.
8,
7 Pelicans. Wow.
ready for this?
Ready.
Warriors.
Ooh.
Warriors.
With the first round upset of the Jazz or no?
I will say yes.
Wow. Curry averages 50 in the series.
Oh, and they just give him the green light. Yes. And then it would be reminiscent, Barnes, of the team, the Jason Richardson, Baron Davis team when they beat Dallas, the 8-1 seed.
Oh, that'd be
I forgot what their
That'd be
nickname
epic.
was.
They're
They
wearing
were,
the jerseys and everything.
It was like We Believe or whatever.
Yeah,
The We Believe
The
team.
We Believe team.
Donnie Nelson.
Donnie Nelson.
Donnie.
Wow.
Coming out to
Bro.
coach that team of misfits and take them to the top.
Dicky V, baby.
The Dickie feet type of dandies.
But, needless to say, I think it's going to be a very exciting.
Who do you got in the Western Conference Finals?
Exciting playoffs.
Lakers and Nuggets, to me, I think are still the 2 teams.
Lakers. Blazers. Bang.
How many
Melo,
how many
LeBron.
How many points per game for Melo in the Western Conference Finals?
Dude. At least minimum 25.
Minimum.
But
And here goes Anthony.
McCollum's gonna get the yips, and Melo's gonna have to take the reign
Wow.
Going to be that number 2.
to be the number 2 for Dame Dollar.
Then he's going to go out and get that max
Dude, because you know what? Nurkic, people are sleeping on Nurkic coming back, and you know who else they're sleeping on? Zach Collins.
Zach Collins. Yeah.
Zach Collins is a great young big that's just
Yeah.
he got some tough injuries. He was injured in the beginning of the season last year. Then he got injured at the start of the playoffs last year, and he'll be back for this playoff run, which I'm excited.
Stay healthy. Stay healthy, my boy. Gonzaga product.
That was awesome.
Who do you guys got at MVP?
Of the league?
Mhm.
Oh, I know
Embiid.
mine. Really?
I think Embiid's getting it.
Wow.
LeBron.
Mm. What about you, Barnes?
Jokic.
Didn't see that coming.
The Joker.
You know who's going to be MVP? Julius Randle.
No. That's most improved.
No. He's going to win most improved and MVP after they finish in the 5th seed, and everyone's going to be
Bro, you got
respect
some
the shit out of
sunglasses
him.
on saying shit like that. People can start questioning what's going on with Michael.
My
This guy-
fucking eyes.
This guy doing
Look
bad.
Look at
his
my
I wish
eyes.
we could zoom in on his eyes.
Where's
Tony
Tony?
is
Where's
here.
Tony?
Tony,
Hey.
can you turn around and come back and zoom in on Mike's
Come on,
eyes?
Tony.
Just
we
trying to
need
be
you.
like Howard Stern.
Who?
Is that his name?
Who?
Yeah,
You
Howard
said
Stern.
who?
JK. LOL.
Better
You made me think that I didn't know who he was
Bitch.
for a second.
Right? Questioning your.
My intelligence.
But no,
What
looking forward
intelligence.
to the NBA resuming tomorrow. We'll have 2 games and then a full slate on Thursday. So looking forward to that. And then just some NFL news, and it broke at the end of the day yesterday when we were on the air that Dak signed the deal, and we didn't know the terms at the time. It ended up being 4 years, $160 million, $126 million guaranteed, and 75 in the first year. What were your guys' reaction to these figures?
I mean, more than anything, I'm just happy for Dak. I mean, I feel like the Cowboys as an
Money,
organization,
money, money,
they
money.
usually jerk these guys around,
Mhm.
bro. We saw it a few years back with DeMarco Murray and Des Bryant.
Oh,
which
yeah.
one gets tagged, which one gets paid. Yeah, more than anything, happy for Dak. I hate the Cowboys as an organization, so happy for Dak, but
Do you think he's worth being the second highest paid quarterback in the league?
I mean, probably not, but that probably won't last that long because somebody else is going to get a deal in a few weeks or next year, at some point in the season. Yeah, so it is what it is, and
he deserves it.
He definitely deserves it. That's why I'm happy for him. And where were they going to go, Dallas, with the quarterback?
Andy Dalton?
Yeah, right. Andy Dalton. Like, what are you, fucking nuts? So
flamethrower,
right? So it's good. They got their quarterback now, and they did the right thing by him. And he's a good talent, Dak. I just don't, I don't see him taking them to a Super Bowl. I think there's so many other talented quarterbacks on more talented teams than Dallas. I feel like Dak as a quarterback, is a solid quarterback. He'll get you to the playoffs, maybe win a playoff game, maybe NFC Championship. But again, there's so many other more talented quarterbacks. Yeah, definitely Tony. I would agree. I wish they gave that money to Tony.
Give it to Tony.
They should have. That's because Jerry Jones is senile. He forgot about Tony.
What do you think, Grasso?
I mean, I think he definitely deserved it. And he's going to
showed his value last year, obviously, with them going 6-10.
Yeah, I mean, and
I mean, it's true. Clearly, with him, they're better.
Yeah,
it's just funny the way you said that.
I know. Sports.
What do you think, Mike?
What do I think?
Yeah.
Listen, I've always loved Dak ever since his collegiate days. I told Grasso this story. His mother died in college when he was playing in college, and he'll text his mother before every game because she was such a big support to him. And I was pissed that he went to the Cowboys because, like you, Matt, I hate them. And I hate their fans even more.
Well, the fans make you hate the team. It's the fans that do it.
And you know what? Who are you, America's team? Why are you? You're nothing.
Well,
you're
that's
trash.
That's got to stop.
That's
too.
done.
Yeah, that's gotta not be their nickname.
No, it's over.
If that's America's team, then.
But Dak was definitely deserving of it.
Mediocre.
I'm glad he got the fourth year that he wanted. That was the big debate. It's actually funny because he basically sat out last year. And they waited a year to give him the contract, and he wanted 4 years, and they wanted to do 5 years.
Yeah, if he just
so technically, it's basically they got the 5-year deal, he got the 4-year deal,
right?
But
he's got
in 4 years, and they were also saying this. Shout out Dan Graziano, 98.7 ESPN Radio was on earlier. He was saying that in 4 years, in 4 years he'll be 31, and he'll be able to get an even fatter contract.
Yes. So he's shaped up really well for Dak, and. Like Mike was saying, I mean, of all people, going through something like that with his mom, deserve.
And I think it's shaped out real good for Dak. The Cowboys had no choice. I mean, you're not going to start over with the team that they have, the weapons that they have. But the one thing here is, Jerry really kind of messed this one up just from a financial standpoint because they could have extended him a couple years ago. They would have saved maybe $10 million per season. And then they let Ezekiel Elliott hold them hostage, and now they're going to have some cap problems going forward.
Yeah, well, that's. I mean, like I said, I really don't think Jerry's all there anymore. To be honest,
no.
So I mean,
that's the only thing, because you get it. They hit a home run in a with a 4th round pick, and then you go cheap. You know what I mean? I just think if he just signed him right away, it would have worked out better. But they have their guy. That's the important part.
They got the guy. The guy got the money.
And the whole thing for the Cowboys this year, the next couple of years, what they do in the draft on defense, they have to have a good defense. I think the offense is there, and then the offensive line has to stay healthy. That's going to be the keys.
That offensive line getting a little bit older now too, so keep an eye out for that. That's been their strength the last few seasons.
And then we had some other moves. The Bucks tagged Chris Godwin, and I think Chris Godwin is a great receiver, but I just think you have to tag Shaq Barrett or Levante David because you have all those weapons on the outside. So if you lose those guys, I mean, that team's going to look a lot different.
It is. I mean, Shaq Barrett, we saw what he did in the Super Bowl. Complete animal, dude. Yeah. Basically like a one-man show on defense, dude. And so we'll see. We'll see what happens. I think the Bucks are just really trying to emulate the same team. They want to run it back. They want to give Brady a new fucking deal, dude. So
save some cap.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see. But I think you're right, Barnes. I would, if I'm a Bucks fan of those two guys, of Levante David and Shaq Barrett, I would like to see Shaq Barrett come back and get tagged.
Yeah.
Um,
And you hope they can keep all three, but it's
exactly,
like AB's a
exactly.
free agent too.
Yeah,
I mean, they're going to have to, and Fournette, who was big in the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see what they do, man. It's going to be interesting because they got, with the cap and everything.
Yeah.
We'll see.
What do you think about those moves?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I don't know who Levante David even is.
I think he actually might be the team captain on
bastard,
defense, middle linebacker.
Let's go to some important news. Jets, baby.
Marcus May, I think that's a good move for them, after losing Jamal Adams last year. So hopefully they'll get a long-term deal with him.
And then, losing, what's his name? Receiver. Went to
Robbie Anderson.
Yeah,
Robbie
Anderson. This year he's not making the same mistake.
And then, the New York Giants tagging Leonard Williams, 11 and a half sacks this year.
Yeah, dude, what the hell?
But
where was that for the Jets,
that just
bud?
a flash in the pan? He had a half sack the year before.
Yeah.
No, I think it's...
We'll see. He was so great, dude, coming out of college, bro.
USC.
Yeah.
Complete beast.
Mel Kiper had a number one player in the whole draft.
Yeah. And, you go to the Jets... These things happen if you go to the Jets,
but not anymore.
You know what they didn't? Well, they didn't play him in his right position
that time.
Yeah.
Well, right. That's because it's the Jets. Why would they do anything right?
Right.
Why
would they do that?
And like we were saying this week, I think there's going to be a lot of moves. Teams trying to get under the cap. I think the Saints are 65 million over the cap or something ridiculous.
Wow. Yeah.
Love you, Tony. Go get a haircut, bro. You need
what's going to happen with them, and obviously we'll cover everything. And then just one other thing. Really hope he's okay. Zach Britton, the MRI today with a sore elbow, so hopefully that's just some inflammation. And take your time with him. We got a lot of time left in spring training, and he's an important setup guy. So
Aaron Boone is doing well too.
Yeah,
on
happy to see that.
Had that pacemaker put in a few days ago, and
so that's good as well. And then the only other thing was Ilyasova, like we said before, joining the Jazz. I think one of those underrated moves, and I wouldn't be surprised he hits a couple big shots.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens there. And before we close out, any final words for you guys?
I got one. If you guys
what we got, Mike.
March 14th again, NBA 2K League 2021 Draft Season 4. We will be covering it thoroughly.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Oh, and thank you everybody for tuning in, all the viewers, all the comments, all the likes.
We appreciate that. Like, subscribe, comment. We appreciate all the love, and
basketball is about to get exciting.
We'll see you guys again next time.